And to be truthful with you, when I first saw it, I thought it was a lie and I thought they were just making it up. But no, folks, this drill is actually real. And I'm going to show you some documents that your government tried to keep hidden from you, but now they've been exposed indeed. Now, the first one comes from the NNSS. Now, this stands for the Nevada National Security Site, which is a U.S. Department of Energy reservation in Nevada, and it talks more about Gotham Shield and Northern Lights, which occurred last year, actually. Now, this is the actual logo, which says Prevent, Protect, Respond, Recover, because that's exactly what they're doing. And this is the Gotham Shield exercise locations. As you can see right here, there's one in Albany, New York. There's supposed to be one in Brookhaven, New York City, which is the main site, and they also have some sites here in New Jersey where they plan on conducting this drill, as well as Washington, D.C. Now, this drill is courtesy who? Your government, the Department of Energy, and as you'll see later on, our favorite FEMA. I wonder what they're getting ready for, because here are the objectives, and it says Overarching Consequence Management, or FRMAC objectives. Evaluate the ability of deployed DOE elements to appropriately integrate with operational planning and decision-making bodies involving the DoD, Department of Defense, the same organization getting ready for FEMA camps. Interesting. Interagency and state and local partners. Then it says to evaluate the ability of DOE to properly share and interpret modeling results and create data products in the service of information decision-making processes related to public protection. And it says selected areas of emphasis, gauge the effectiveness of the liaison coordinator in maintaining situational awareness with respect to FRMAC product requests and ensuring a smooth flow of info posted in the field response locations. Then it says assess the integration of deployed HQ, CM, RAP, and ROSS personnel at emergency operations centers and other response locations, and evaluate the ability of RAP-1 to coordinate with New York City, New Jersey, and New York State Emergency Response Organization. And what you'll see later on in the video is that there are many emergency response organizations that are involved with this. Now, after doing a ton of digging, I wanted to share this document with you that has not been released to the mainstream public. It's called Gotham Shield 2017 Overview, and it comes from the Greater New York Hospital Association with who? FEMA. And as you can see, it only says for official use only, and it's about 22 pages. And as you can see, it's briefed to Metropolitan North New Jersey, the Federal Executive Board. Now, the next page gives you the purpose, where it says the purpose of GS-17 is to evaluate the whole community effort to prevent, protect from, respond to, and plan initial recovery after the effects of an improvised nuclear device attack using established exercises to achieve objectives in the relevant mission areas and capabilities. GS-17 will assess regional and national incident management and incident support capabilities to include pre- and post-nuclear device detonation and recovery. Why would they need to do that? Now, the scope of this will be partnered exercises that will also include Ardent Sentry 17, as well as Vidant Archer 17, Vibrant Response, Staunch Maple, and Prominent Hunt, and we'll be talking more about that on the next page. Exercises will utilize a common scenario and incorporate the protect, prevent, response, and elements of the recovery mission area. And notice how this is a scenario within FEMA Region 2. We're on page 4 now, where it says existing exercise purpose statements. Vital Archer is the annual U.S. Department of Defense, or DoD exercise aligned to the counterterrorism response operations, including weapons of mass destruction. Because that's exactly what they want us to believe. But let's keep going, because then it says Vibrant Response is U.S. Northern Command's, or U.S. NORTHCOM, annual field training exercise for what? Chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and high-yield explosive consequence management forces designed to improve their ability to respond to catastrophic incidents. And then this one, Fuerzas Amigas, is the U.S. and Mexico's annual cross-border military operations exercise. Ardent Sentry is the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, and U.S. NORTHCOM's major annual exercise focus on defense support of civil authorities. Prominent Hunt is the Domestic Nuclear Detection Office, or the DNDO, National Technical Nuclear Forensics Ground Collection Task Force's annual exercise centered on assessing the U.S. capability to collect radioactive evidence in the immediate aftermath of a nuclear detonation. Why in the world would they need to do any of this? And then Staunch Maple is the Canadian Joint Operation Command's exercise to practice and improve Canadian Armed Forces' ability to support other government departments and agencies in order to ensure the security and safety of Canada, because they're also going to be doing a test in Canada too, as well as in New York around the same time. Now, as you can see, this gives a brief overview of the entire Gotham Shield operation with the prevent and protect, the respond, and then the recovery. And we went over some of the operations that entail in it too. And then it goes on to talk more about the structure, where it has Vital Archer, where it says overseas threat stream involving known terrorist group indicating potential attack on the U.S. Could they be getting ready for something? Then it talks about Ardent Sentry, Fuerzas Amigas, Vibrant Response, Staunch Maple, and Prominent Hunt, which is the respond to detonations within the FEMA Region 2 and Canada, and then the recovery functional exercise, where they discuss response and recovery planning and operations. What are they really getting ready for? And then it talks about the interagency core planning team. And guess what agencies are involved? The U.S. Department of Energy, U.S. Domestic Nuclear Detonation Office, the U.S. FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, our favorite, U.S. FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, the U.S. NORTHCOM, State of New Jersey Office of Emergency Management, State of New York Office of Emergency Management, City of New York Office of Emergency Management. Why are they all involved with this indeed? What are they really getting ready for? And then this is the actual timeline. As you can see, they've already planned this whole thing, and they've been planning this for how many months? For almost 6 months. And the actual exercise has actually already started as of yesterday, and is supposed to continue for the next 2 weeks, according to them. Now, this is the part that they will not show you, which I find very interesting and suspicious indeed. And as you can see up here, it says not for public dissemination. This is page 10 of the document, but I'm going to show you anyway, where it talks about fatalities, and it gives a prediction of the fatalities. Why is that the case right here? Because as you can see, it says acute short-term effects, and it says fatalities in over 90% of population. And as you can see, corresponding with the colors here in the New York City area, then it says population fatalities, casualties. Why in the world would they be estimating these things to begin with? And then they say, no, areas and counts in the table are cumulative. Casualties include both fatal and non-fatal effects. Is your government preparing for something? What are they really getting ready for here? Not only that, but we see most of the areas highlighted in the orange and the yellow right here, which is over here. And we see that the fatalities right here are in the hundreds of thousands. The only question I have is, why are they showing this, and why does it say up here not for public dissemination? What is really going on here? Because we know this is based on what FEMA is doing too. But if you go to the next page, page 11, it says GS17 blast impact radius, and it looks like an area once again in New York. And you can see right here the orange, and it goes all the way to yellow, and it records what the fatalities once again, where it says prompt immediate effects, where it says prompt nuclear detonation population effects of overpressure, thermal, and radiation. And it says population fatalities, casualties, and here it's listed in the 30s and 40s of thousands right here, as you can see right here. And my question is, why is this being listed, and why does it say not for public dissemination? What is really going on here? Now, if you keep going, you'll also see where it says Gotham Shield 2017 Exercise Conduct Timeline, and this gives you the exact timeline of what we went over earlier, and it says FEMA Region 2, it also says Prevention, Response, and Recovery, and it gives the list of dates that it's supposed to occur on. It also talks about the FEMA IND Response Plan, then it talks about NORTHCOM and the different operations like Vital Archer, Ardent Sentry, Fuerzas Amigas, and then the recovery, the Vibrant FEMA response and the staunch maple, and the list keeps going on from there. And then it just gives a brief overview and the locations. I'll be sure to link this in the description box below. This is a PDF, so you have to download it. But I'll be sure to leave the link in the description box below, and you can take more of a look at it on your own time. But it's very interesting and suspicious indeed. Now, does that mean anything big will happen? No, it does not. But my question is, and the question we should be thinking about is, why are they showing that? And why do they have those statistics listed there? And why do they have it hidden from the public? What exactly are they getting ready for? What are they preparing for? And what have they been preparing for these past few months? Now, I'm also here too at the OSHA, or the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which comes from the U.S. Department of Labor, and this is their document which says Radiation Emergency Preparedness Activities and Updates, that talks more about the operation. Now, this is only a 9-page document, and it says here, exercises, Gotham Shield 2017. It's a FEMA-led exercise that's supposed to take place for 2 weeks that's already started, by the way. It's linked to several other DOD and DHS FEMA response and recovery exercises, which we just went over, like Vital Response and all the other ones. 4 nuclear devices, 2 of which are rendered safe during the DoD Vital Archer exercise, 1 successful 10 KT detonation in the NYC-NJ area, and 1 smaller detonation on the U.S.-Canadian border. Now, this comes from a website known as Emergency Management Services International Inc., or EMSI Inc., that also talk more and get ready for Operation Gotham Shield 2017, as you can see here, and I'll be sure to leave it in the description box below. And this too is an emergency management company that's also preparing and getting ready for this major drill. Now, there are many other companies and organizations that are also preparing for this, including the Eastern Region Helicopter Council, or the ERHC right here, that are getting ready for the Gotham Shield exercise that will also take place at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, as of next week. And like I said, I'll be sure to leave this in the description box so you can read it on your own time too. Then there's also the Greater New York Hospital Association, or the GNYHA, that also is getting ready for the upcoming Gotham Shield exercise, where it says the FEMA-led exercise scheduled to take place this month and early next month. It's the name for a collection of smaller, separate exercises, quote, to evaluate the whole community effort to prevent, protect from, respond to, and plan initial recovery after the effects of an improvised nuclear device attack, or the IND. Now, Operation Gotham Shield is also posted on Leading Age New Jersey, which is a senior care facility and organization located in New Jersey. And the reason I'm showing you all this is because, once again, when I first heard of this, I thought it was a complete fake. But oh no, this is really true, and this is really happening. And it's important that we stay awake, alert, and aware to the world around us. Now, the Healthcare Association of New Jersey also posted this exercise on their Facebook page, as you can see here in New Jersey, and it is supposed to take place and involve, like I said, State Office of Emergency Management, local, county, and federal law enforcement agencies.